Welcome to Point Blank, brought to you by Fitz Roofing. I'm Brandon Strange of Sports Map Houston. He's Joel Blank of ESPN 97.5 and 92.5 FM. If you haven't hit subscribe yet on our channel, please do. Please also like this video. We really appreciate it. Your support means a lot. Joel, MIT Sloan Sports Analytics Conference has rated player acquisitions across all sports, and by the numbers, they say the best pickup, their Alpha Award, goes to the Deandre Hopkins trade. It was rated over the Stephon Diggs trade. It was rated over the Tom Brady acquisition. That's staggering, Joel. So I got to ask you, has math finally proved what a disaster Bill O'Brien was as a GM?
Oh, there's no question about it, Brandon. And I think that there's almost a little bit of extra joy with Daryl being involved with the Sloan conference because of the fact that he was there and experienced it firsthand, saw what it did to the entire city, how it devastated the sports fan base and the football fan base of the Texans. And look, it just validates what all the major outlets have been saying for quite a while. This could go down as the worst trade in the history of the NFL, regardless of whether it wins any awards for a 12-month span or not. And in a 12-month span, it's hard to argue that there was anything worse if you're a Texans fan and anything better if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan than that trade. Because as you mentioned, especially with the Diggs trade being involved, there was a first-round pick involved there. Not a worn-down running back and a second-round pick. No, a true first-round pick was involved with a team that ended up getting to the AFC Championship game with the help of a receiver that they got. So to say all that they've said and to say it in the way that they did to give this award to the Cardinals, it's a huge slap in the face to the Texans organization and more specifically right in the nether region of Bill O'Brien.
I want to talk to you about, kind of the future of the Texans based on this. But before we do that, give us a word from Fitz Roofing.
We love the people at Fitz Roofing because they take care of Houstonians. Now it's not just about roofing. If you got a leaky roof or need a new roof, they're exactly who you call. But they also do repairs around the house. They put up fences in your yard, and they can do it all by starting with a free no obligation inspection that costs you nothing for them to come out and tell you what they can do. All you do is pick up the phone. You call 832-521-3001. They come to you. They do a full analysis, and then you can decide if you want them to do the work. If you do, they do better work than anybody with the best ratings, the best products, and the best warranties in the business. It's Fitz Roofing, making a difference one home at a time.
I just wanted to ask you, we've seen in a very short sample size, Nick Caserio. We knew Nick had his work cut out for him prior to joining the Texans because of the hole that Bill O'Brien had put him in as a GM. But just in the short sample size we've seen in a very short time period, he has done a lot with very little. Whether, a lot of it's restructuring contracts or bringing in guys on short deals. We've seen Nick Caserio make some moves, a lot of moves, like just as far as volume goes, just a bulk of moves. Can we be assured now, at least in this very, very early judgment of Nick Caserio, that we'll never see anything like the Hopkins move again with the Texans?
I don't know if you can ever be assured, but I think that the signs are pointing in the right direction, that Nick Caserio knows what he's doing, that he deserved the benefit of the doubt no matter how big of a catastrophe Cal and Easterby are. I think Caserio proved that 18 plus years with Belichick was enough experience, that he came in with some knowledge. You're right, the moves he's made, short-term deals, saving money, giving veterans another opportunity, but getting veteran experienced players on the roster that can still play a little bit is going to help the Texans, and I think that he's going to continue to build. We'll grade him even further after his first full draft when he has all of his picks, as opposed to this year when he has to start in the third round. But still, nonetheless, the signs are bright that you've got a good general manager that's going to take you in the right direction. So I'm encouraged by what Nick Caserio brings to the table, and I think that he could do something for this franchise going forward, and that's why fans should at least hold out hope. But Brandon, there's one other thing we need to think about when we talk about the Sloan Conference. Houston fans want to wipe this off of their slate. They don't want to be known after this year as the franchise in their city that made the stupidest move of the year. Well, guess what? Next year, it could happen again because Rafael Stone traded James Harden for 4 very weak picks and ended up getting Victor Oladipo instead of 2 young players and then shipping him off for, wait for it, Kelly Olynyk and an extra veteran player with an expiring contract. So we could be having this same conversation next year. And Daryl Morey would probably chuckle just a little bit in knowing that his replacement could be responsible for the winner for next season already. And if you're a Houston sports fan, that's not very good.